Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got my August reading wrap-up. So in August I read like 13 or 14 books, maybe 12, I can't remember, between 12 and 14 books. And so let's go ahead and get underway and try to get through this thing as quickly as possible. So first things first, the first one I read was Curse of the Pigman by Asher Ellis, and this was an advanced review copy sent to me by Silver Shamrock Publishing. And this was part of the Halloween-a-thon reading challenge that was created by Paul over at Purgatory Limbo Offerings Booktuber. And the challenge for this was to read a book about a cult or the occult. And this one kind of has both. It's kind of about this cult that worships this kind of a swine-like or pig-like god. And it has this sway or this curse on this town. I gave it 4 stars. It was excellent. I believe I don't think this is his first novel, but it was really good. So yeah, I give it 4 stars. Okay, next up, also from Silver Shamrock, and also another advanced review copy, and this is by Wesley Southard and Canon, and this is Slaves of Gravity. And this is about a woman who, after being paralyzed in an accident, discovers she has a very unique ability. And it is also about the people, this certain group of people that want to take that ability away from her. In fact, they actually want to take her life, as well as they want to make her a slave. That's what henceforth the title. Anyway, this one was a 5-star rating. I love this book. It was really excellent read. So yeah, Slaves to Gravity, Wesley Southard, Canon. And one I did forget to mention, that was actually the 3rd book I read in August. One I forgot to mention, and I don't have a photo to put up of it. It was a Kindle edition book that I read. There was a advanced copy, and I accidentally deleted the photo from it. And that was The Midnight Horror Show by Ben Lathrop. Now, it was a good book. It was it's kind of set in this small town, and it has to do with this kind of like this horror show that goes on during the intermission of this movie, of a drive-in movie. And I liked it, but it just really wasn't what I was looking for, so I do give it 3 stars, and I apologize for not having a photo up of it. So yeah, that's that. The next book I read is by Kealan Patrick Burke, and this is The House on Abigail Lane. And this one, I gave this one 4.5 stars. This is kind of a found footage book about a haunted house, and it just goes through the entire history of the house and the people that live there. And what happens is that that certain people disappear when they go up to the 2nd floor of the house. So yeah, like I said, it's like a kind of a found footage haunted house novel, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I give it 4.5 stars. All right, and this is book 2 of the Splatter Western series, and this is Hunger on the Chisholm Trail. And this one I also give 4.5 stars. This is by Mike Innenbach, and this is about a trail that leads into this small town called Duncan. I'm not sure where Duncan is located. Let's see. It doesn't say where Duncan is located. It just says that they're leaving Texas for Abilene, Kansas. So Duncan has to be somewhere between Texas and Abilene. But basically what it's about is a Wendigo. It's about this carnivorous, hungry entity that is terrorizing the people along this trail and also in the town of Duncan itself. And another one I really enjoyed. Most of the books I read, if I didn't enjoy them, I didn't finish them. So, and this one here, I gave it also 4.5 stars. Now here is one that probably might surprise some people, because I know a lot of people did like this book, but I just could not get into the dialogue of this book. And I'm talking about Blood Sugar, and it's by Daniel Kraus. I think I got maybe 20 pages in. It's like I just could not do it. And I should have realized that, because when I read the synopsis on the back, it compares this book to A Clockwork Orange. I couldn't finish that either. And I'm sure there are some people out there to go, you didn't finish A Clockwork Orange, you're not a reader, or something like that. I don't know. I don't care. I didn't like it. All right? I am a reader, so big deal. Anyway, so yeah, I just did not finish this book. So yeah, sorry. Next up, and I love this book. This book is about how different people handle grief in different ways. It is cosmic horror. It is, it's a slow burn of a book. And I give this one 5 stars, just flat out 5 stars. And this is The Fisherman by John Langan. And this is about 2 men that have both lost someone and how they come together. And like I said, it's about basically how each one of them handles grief in their own separate and different way, just like we all do. And if you throw, excuse me, oh, good Lord, I'm so sorry about that. If you throw in a mix of the cosmic horror that comes into the mix with this, you have just a fantastic horror novel. So yeah, that's The Fisherman, John Langan, 5 stars. And again, I apologize for that little burp right there. I had coffee today, and that does that to me, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to edit this because I'm terrible at editing, and I certainly don't want to start this thing over because I've got a roll going here. Next up, and this was sent to me. Actually, this wasn't sent to me. I had actually bought this one, but this is Scratches by Joshua and Marsella, and this is a 4-star book. It's a novella, and it's basically about a mother and son that have a very strained relationship, and then the son moves down into the basement, and then things start really happening. He starts seeing things down there like shapes of bodies and these scratches along the wall that he can't explain, and then it leads him to investigate his late dad, and he just finds out some really horrific things about his late father. And yeah, this was, to me, was a really excellent read. So that's Scratches. All right, coming up, wow, this one here, I did not know what rating to give it. I ended up giving it 2 stars. This one is a freaking bizarro book, and this is The Haunted Vagina, and it is exactly what it says it is about. It is about a girl who basically has another world within her nether regions, so to speak. Yeah, it's truly bizarre. I might read this book again and give it 5 stars, or I might read it again and give it no stars. I'm so on the fence about this book. Haunted Vagina. Vagina. You know, where do you come from? I come from Virginia. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, that's The Haunted Vagina by Carlton Mellick III. Next up, this was another one that was part of the, it was the 3-month Halloween Horror Challenge, and the August challenge was to read a book that was 31 years or older as of August 1st, 2020. And I read Finishing Touches, published, I believe, in 1986. This was just okay to me. It's about this doctor that goes to London for like an extended vacation. He meets up with this other doctor, and he gets drawn further and further into this doctor's lifestyle, and finds out, the doctor has got this whole big murder, torture thing going on. I don't want to go too far into detail. Some people say it's erotic horror. Some people say it's not. I kind of think it is. It goes that thin line with erotic horror. I give this 3 stars. I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily like it either. All right, 3 stars. All right, next up, and this is another one in the Splatter Western series, and this is Dust. And it's by Chris Miller, and this is a 4-star read. This is book 3 in the series, and it's about this fellow named James D. And he is in pursuit and kind of being pursued also by this other gentleman by the name of, does it say his name? I can't remember his name. I am so sorry about that. Oh, good grief. I'll find it in a minute. And I just read this book not long ago. Good Lord. Dreary. Gear Dreary is the man's name. But they're basically both headed toward this same town called Dust, and it's a town that you're not, if you go just one way or the other, you're going to miss it. It's a kind of a mystical town, and it's got this elder god or this entity living within the town. It has the town all hypnotized or under its thrall and stuff. And this is a really excellent, nice, bloody splatter western. So this is another one in the series. So that's 3 books in the splatter western series that I've read. The next one is called The Night Silver River Run Red. I've got that one, but I haven't read it yet. Let's see. All right, this one here was one that was sent to me. The author sent me an email, and he said, hey, I've got a new book out. Could I send you a copy of it? And would you review it? And I said, I sure will. And that is Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. And I give this one is a 4.5-star rating, and that says a lot about this because this one walks a thin line between psychological horror and supernatural horror. And I'm not a huge fan of psychological horror, but I do love supernatural horror. So yeah, and this is a first effort by this author, and I found this one to be a very solid first effort. It's about this guy that when he was a younger boy, he had this very tragic, or not tragic, but devastating incident. He was taken and he was tortured, and when he finally escaped, and basically what it does is it awakens something within him. And that's what the gist of the book is about, is that the actual person having to deal with this thing within him and how to get rid of it. And that's a horrible synopsis. I did do a review of this book, and I'll try to post the I'll post the links. The ones I did reviews for, I will post links to the reviews for them in the description. Anyway, it's Nightmare by Chad Nicholas, 4.5 stars. Let's see here. What have I got next? This one here is going to fulfill the Coven prompt of the American Horror Stories Reading Challenge, and this was created by Pruitt over at Prue's channel, and this one does the Coven one, to read a book about witches, and this is the Malin Witch, and this is by Catherine Cavendish, and this is a solid 4-star rating. It's a very straightforward novel. It's about this woman that moves into her sister's cottage on the cliffside by the sea. And then she finds out that the house is haunted by the spirit of this witch that is trying to bring her sister, who is also a witch, and they were both burned at the stake, trying to bring her back to life so they can wreak havoc on the city or the town once again. Yeah, this was a solid 4-star read by Catherine Cavendish. All right, and this one here is the last one, and this is Mania, and this is by Lucas Mangum, and this is about a haunted screenplay. It's about this guy that buys a screenplay. He's going to make a movie off of it, and the screenplay is haunted. So he goes to film the movie, and all these weird things and bad things start happening, and one of his friends is killed. People start seeing this apparition of this girl whose face is all disfigured. There's a fire on set. So yeah, pretty much that. It's a Hollywood ghost story. And I read Lucas Mangum's Saint Sadist, and that was a really bizarro book. So with this one, you also get some pretty bizarro stuff, but not quite as much as Saint Sadist. I really enjoyed this one, and another one that I give 4 stars to. So that being said, this was my August reading wrap up. Like I said, most of the books I read that I did read in August, I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't really have any bad books, but like I said, for those I DNF'd them. I'm not saying that Blood Sugar, as far as the DNF, I'm not saying it's a bad book. It's just not the book or the style that I enjoy reading. So that's why I DNF'd it. Anyway, that's going to do it. Like I said, I'll leave links to the ones that I did review down in the description below. Anyway, I thank you for watching, and normally I don't do this, but if you like my channel, then please subscribe. If you like my videos, please hit the like button, that little thumbs up, and if you want notifications about my videos, please hit that bell for the notifications. Anyway, that's going to do it. I thank you for watching. It's Friday. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.